What's up, everybody? Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. Just came back. Yeah, I went on 4th of July to see my boy, of course, my favorite number one hero of all time. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man. Uh, don't mind the explosions, people in the neighborhood shooting off fireworks, not being bombarded. Um, yeah, came back. We all came back from seeing the Amazing Spider-Man, and let me just tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, it lived up to the hype. It lived up to the title, Amazing Spider-Man. I was very, very impressed at this. More and so, I will honestly say, guys, I was looking more forward to this than I am, yes, of Batman, because this was the real test. Because this was a reboot in a way, and the question of, will this live up to Sam Raimi's run? And will Mark Webb do a good job at it? Honestly, in my opinion, he did. And before I get started into more of the reboot, my talk of it, I give a shout out to my boy Video Prototype, just in case. Here you go, bro. Here's my tickets. As you can see, here's my ticket again. Yeah. I hope you're doing well, bro. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this. This was really good. Very emotional too. Very emotional. I was very much emotionally involved in this movie. Very much. And that was another thing that I really enjoyed about this. I'll try not to spoil a lot for everybody, but there may be a little bit from there. Okay? But really, really enjoyed this. Very emotionally involved. I must say that a lot of my friends were saying, like, you're gonna really feel a lot of the scenes in this. So, let's talk about the main star of the movie. This guy right here. Mr. Andrew Garfield. Yeah. Was he Peter Parker? Abso-freaking-lutely he was. The moment he came into the spotlight as Peter Parker, he had you locked as Peter. Everything about him really shined as Peter, and I loved it. I was like, yeah, there you go. That's the Peter I was looking for. You know, I tried not to compare him and Tobey Maguire together, but then I found myself comparing. And I must say, without a shadow of a doubt, yeah, his Peter was exactly what I wanted from Sam Raimi's run. He had everything that we wanted from Peter. He was smart. He showed his brilliance. When he was in costume, he was funny. He cracked jokes. Every scene I was like, okay, this is Peter. This is the Spider-Man that I was looking for. And he shined as Peter Parker. And and you can see he truly enjoyed this role. He is one of us, because he really shined very much as Peter Parker Spider-Man. You really felt it. You felt it. The other role, other part that a lot of people have been praising is this young lady right here, Miss Emma Stone. Yes, I really did enjoy her as Gwen. I seen an interview that she was talking about that Bryce Dallas Howard had called her and said, "Yay, we're the Gwens." Yes, she really shined as Gwen. She gets a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up as Gwen. I was very much involved as Gwen. She wasn't the innocent bystander like, you know, Mary Jane was in Sam Raimi's run. She contributed, and I put the emphasis on that. She contributed a lot to Peter as Gwen, and I loved that. She wasn't your damsel in distress. That was something I really loved. Definitely. Denis Leary. Yeah, gotta talk about Denis Leary as Captain George Stacy. He was good. He was a good Gwen. He was a good George Stacy. I love the scene with him and Peter going back and forth that was really good at the dinner scene. That was really very much impressive. I really enjoyed that very much. Really, really, really enjoyed that scene. Uh, he came off very, very, very good. Now, I don't want to spoil too much of what happened about his character, but yeah, I did enjoy it. Um, and of course, you got to talk about Sally Field and Mr. Martin Sheen as Uncle Ben and Aunt May. Did I like it? Yes, I did. Um, I thought it was very good. And speaking of Uncle Ben, let's talk about the death scene. Very emotional. Very emotional. You felt that scene. I really felt that scene. I was really to the point where I kind of felt tears, my eyes watering on that scene. Very emotional because you really felt that when he was shot, and you was like, oh man, and how they pulled it off, how Mark Webb's differs from Sam Raimi's was really good. I really enjoyed that. I had no problem with it, but I was very much emotionally into that scene. I was like, oh man, like, ooh, ooh, your heart's beating on that, your heart's beating. You're like, ooh, and just the all around scene about that really was great. I want to throw in another key factor that I'm probably not a lot of people have talked about. Let's talk about Flash Thompson in this movie, all right? Yes, Flash is a very key factor of the Spider-Man universe. Key supporting character. And we saw Flash very much develop. You saw the difference in Raimi's run with Flash, Mark Webb's run. You saw some development with Flash. How he started out as the bully. Then you saw this emotional turn for Flash, especially after Uncle Ben died. Spoiler alert. There was a scene where, Peter's in school. Everybody's, looking at him, eyeing him down. Here's Flash comes and, hey, Parker, not now, Flash. And then he grabs Flash, yokes him up. And Flash is like, look, I understand. Your uncle died. I'm not here. I'm just here emotionally as a friend. We saw that. And I was like, there you go. That's what I wanted to see. I hated what they showed Flash in Raimi's run. He was barely in that movie. This movie, he was emotionally there for Peter. Maybe it may have just been a short scene, guys, but he was there. And I loved that. And then, of course, at the end, we saw the fanboy of him with Spider-Man come out. That was great. And as for, Mr. Ifran, who played the Lizard, I liked his role. I loved the transition of villain with the Lizard. Man, I was loving what they did with the Lizard in this. I loved it. Gave a little wink of Steve Ditko's version of the Lizard. He didn't have the elongated snout that I think a lot of people wanted, but more of the pushed in snout. And what was my major factor? He talked. He was the intelligent Lizard, not the rampaging beast Lizard that I was fearing they were going to have. But all around, very good in my opinion. I loved it. And what else? He didn't die. He didn't die. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil that for you guys. He didn't die. But yeah, so a certain somebody did die, but I'm not gonna spoil that for you. But this was an amazing run for me. I really enjoy that. Also, let's talk about the score in this movie, which I seldom talk about in my movie reviews. But yeah, the score for each scene, emotionally attached to it, felt right. There was a scene in the movie where you see Peter, he he's trying to get to Oscorp Towers, and he's injured. I'm not going to say how he's injured, but he's injured. That score of him fighting through his injury, getting to where he needs his destination, that score really got you involved in that. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I was like, ooh, yeah. You felt that. You felt that it was going down. Down packed. I really enjoyed that. There were some key moments with a character in this, which I'm not going to spoil either, that paid dividends for the achievement of Peter getting to his destination. Not going to spoil who that character was, but let's just say I applaud Mr. Webb and the writers for pulling that off. That was beautifully done, in my opinion. Very well done. I'm going to talk about the web shooters. I'm going to talk about that. The web shooters. Great stuff. Great stuff. Unbelievably done. Done well. So done. That was my biggest nitpick with Raimi's run, is the organic webbing. We saw the web shooters. And sure, they were a little high tech, but we saw that. And I loved the web shooters. I loved it. And I loved his using of the web shooters. He used those web shooters in this so much to his event. They became a part of his character. Especially the fight scenes with... yes, the fight scenes with him and the lizard were just classic to me. It was like... I'm reading a live-action comic of Lizard and Peter Parker going at it. Spidey going at it. The way he used this webbing to his advantage... so good. I really enjoyed it. It was amazing, guys. It really was. Truly, truly amazing. I really enjoyed that. And there were a lot of wink winks to the fans in this movie. For a case in point, one scene where Peter's going in the sewers, he's upside down, and then he's using the webbings, and he's on the webbing, and that was a wink wink to people who have issue number 1 of Spider-Man. That was a wink to those people. And afterwards, the scene of him on the web, what he was doing on the web, was really funny. And how he used that webbing like a real spider, was really good. So great. I loved it. And yes, I gotta talk about, yes, the chemistry between Gwen and Peter in this, Emma, Miss Stone, and Mr. Garfield, it worked. It really did. You could see they worked so well together. It was lovely. It wasn't a major factor of me like, ugh, all right, get the love scene out of there. No, it was great. It was great. I had Destiny, cuddle with me, and we were loving that scene. It was great. Give a little kiss and things like that. It was gave a little love, kiss. I was kissing my girls, guys. I'm sorry, I gotta kiss her. And even when she not feeling too well, she's sick, but I was kissing her. And anytime those scenes came up, I turned her and gave her a little peck, and I just said, I love you too, things like that. Sorry, guys, but other than that, I loved it. It was very much amazing, and as of right now, it debuted very well. It beat out Transformers: Dark of the Moon for best 4th of July opening. So I do detect this movie will make back its money that it took to make this movie. Very much. It'll be number 1 for a while, and of course, you know who is gonna take over. But I'm not comparing those movies together. I won't do that. I will not compare this and that. But I loved it. I really did. And it did live up to the hype. Now, will I compare this to Sam Raimi's run? Character development wise, I will say this one beat out Sam Raimi's run very much. Very much, in my opinion. I'll leave it at that, because I know there's probably some Sam Raimi fans out there that were like, hey, that's blasphemy. Don't compare them. But no, it lived up to the hype. Andrew Garfield is Peter Parker. He really is. He loved it, and I really much loved the scene. And I know I didn't talk too much, but guys, other than that, this was a great movie. I enjoyed it. Check it out for yourself. And this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. Y'all take care.